A 16-year-old golfer stands over a defining putt with the full weight of the sport pressing down on him, not just because of the moment, but because of the name he carries. The course is quiet, cameras locked in, every move scrutinized as comparisons to his legendary father hang in the air. This isn't a routine junior event, it's the point where Charlie Woods either buckles under pressure or shows something no one expected. Holding a 3-shot lead with 4 holes left, the round suddenly takes a turn, and what followed didn't just stun the golf world. It drew a rare public display of emotion from Tiger Woods himself. This wasn't simply about winning, it was about answering critics who claimed Charlie would never step out of his father's shadow and proving that legacy doesn't have to be a burden. To understand how it happened, you have to rewind to May 28, 2025, at Streamsong Resort in Florida during the Team TaylorMade Invitational, a tournament few people paid attention to until that week. Going into the final round, Charlie was tied for second at 9 under par, in a field stacked with elite junior golfers, including top-ranked Miles Russell and 5th-ranked Luke Colton, making it clear this was real competition, not a stage propped up by a famous last name. What made it more surprising was Charlie's own ranking 606th in junior golf, with his best prior finish being a tie for 25th, giving critics plenty of ammunition to doubt him. Social media was harsh, questioning whether he belonged there at all. But that morning, Charlie trusted his game. He opened with a birdie, stumbled with a bogey on the second, then flipped a switch, pouring in birdies across the front 9 and surging ahead with 6 birdies in 9 holes to take a 3-shot lead over the best juniors in the country. A bogey on the 13th threatened to shift momentum, the pressure mounting as cameras closed in, but instead of playing it safe on the short par 4 14th, Charlie pulled driver, attacked the green, and rolled in a birdie to erase the mistake. Calm, composed, and unshaken, he followed with steady pars on 15 and 16. Turning what many expected to be a collapse into a statement performance that changed how the golf world looked at him forever. Asterisk, as the round moved to the 17th, Charlie shifted into close-out mode, choosing control over flash and focusing on steady, mistake-free golf. There were no risky plays, no attempts to impress, just calm decisions from someone most people still considered too young to manage a lead. Then came the final hole, a long 586-yard test where all he needed was a par to secure his first American Junior Golf Association victory. He found the fairway off the tee, played a cautious second shot, reached the green on his third, and calmly two-putted to finish the job. The tournament was over. Charlie closed at 15 under par, posting a 6-under final round that included 8 birdies and only 2 bogeys, winning by 3 shots against a lineup that featured 4 of the top 5 junior golfers in the country. It was a result almost no one had predicted, yet the victory itself was only part of the story, because what followed mattered just as much. Winning is one thing, how it's received by family and the wider golf world is what shapes a legacy. Tiger Woods wasn't on site, recovering from surgery and watching from a distance, unable to offer advice or reassurance during the round. Charlie had navigated the moment entirely on his own, and when the final putt dropped and his arms went up, Tiger knew a line had been crossed. This wasn't simply a proud father moment, it was the instant Charlie stopped being known only as Tiger's son and started being recognized as a champion in his own right. When asked afterward what the breakthrough meant to him, Charlie answered with a grin, saying that now he finally had a win. His dad couldn't say. He lacked a comment that reflected not resentment, but the playful competitiveness between them. Tiger has always been honest with his son about how unforgiving professional golf can be, never promising success or making things easier because of his name. And Charlie respects that every milestone has to be earned. Tiger's reaction fit his personality perfectly, but powerful, with headlines noting that he might need to clear space on his trophy shelf for Charlie, a sign of genuine respect rather than exaggeration. For Tiger, the moment wasn't about another trophy. It was about seeing his son break through years of doubt and expectation when it mattered most. The impact went far beyond a single win. 2. Charlie's JGA ranking skyrocketed, jumping from 606th to 14th almost overnight, a leap that transformed how the golf world viewed him and opened doors to elite events, major invitations, and serious attention from college programs. Still, the journey didn't suddenly become easy. Just 2 months later, Charlie earned a spot in the U.S. Junior Amateur Championship, the same event his father famously won 3 times in the 1990s, bringing an entirely new level of scrutiny. While Tiger had already been dominating the junior scene at that age, Charlie arrived with expectations that were nearly impossible to satisfy. In the opening round, he struggled badly, carding an 81, 11 over par, and the reaction was immediate. Comparisons flooded in, critics resurfaced, and social media quickly turned, using one difficult round to question whether his earlier success meant anything at all, or if he was simply benefiting from his last name. Asterisk, the reaction was harsh, and there was no sugarcoating it. But what most people ignored was the reality of the situation Charlie was facing. This wasn't ordinary competitive pressure. One of his playing partners later explained that the spotlight on Charlie was overwhelming, saying the scrutiny was impossible to imagine. Every swing was examined, every mistake blown out of proportion. Having Tiger Woods anywhere near the course sounds inspiring on paper, but in reality it meant larger crowds, more cameras, and constant media attention following every step. Charlie managed to steady himself in the second round with a 74, finishing 3 over par. It was an improvement, but it wasn't enough. He failed to make the cut, missed the move into match play, and lost the chance to show he truly belonged at that event. For many young players, that kind of setback would have been the closing chapter, another example of expectations being too heavy to carry. But Charlie's story didn't end there, because what followed revealed something deeper than a single win ever could. What came next was about persistence. It was about responding to disappointment and continuing forward. By August, Charlie arrived at the Junior PGA Championship in Indiana, driven by internal motivation, not outside noise. The opening round was solid but unspectacular. In the second round, his game began to sharpen. By the third, he caught fire, carding 9 birdies and launching himself into a tie for second place at 12 under par heading into the final day. Suddenly, he was a legitimate contender. Beyond the chance to win, there was even more at stake. The top 2 finishers would automatically earn a spot on the U.S. Junior Ryder Cup team, an opportunity to represent the country on an international stage, and a milestone that can shape a young golfer's future. In the final round, however, Charlie struggled, posting another 74 and slipping back to a tie for 9th. The Ryder Cup spot slipped away, and his ranking left him just short of being selected as a captain's pick. It was another near miss, another moment critics could point to as proof he wasn't ready. Yet what set Charlie apart was his response. He kept competing. He kept learning. He didn't avoid the challenge. He faced it, adjusted, and moved forward. That mindset continued to show itself in the months that followed. In September, at the Junior Players Championship, Charlie recorded his second hole-in-one in less than a year, a flawless shot that underscored the legitimacy of his ability. In October, at the South Florida PGA Junior Golf West Coast High School Championship, he helped lead the Benjamin School to a team victory while also finishing tied for 4th individually with a strong overall score. Another trophy followed, reinforcing that his breakthrough earlier in the year wasn't a one-time moment. Through it all, Tiger Woods observed from a distance, not directing, not hovering, not applying extra weights, simply watching. Tiger has made it clear that success isn't about forcing a child to mirror a parent's career, but about offering support and allowing them to become their own person. He said repeatedly that comparisons miss the point, emphasizing that Charlie isn't him, he's Charlie. That perspective comes from experience. Tiger knows firsthand what it feels like to be labeled the next great thing before you're ready, and he understands the mental cost of constant comparison. His goal isn't to shield Charlie from pressure entirely, but to help him learn how to manage it. That's why Charlie continues to compete alongside his father at the PNC Championship each December, playing in front of massive crowds and national audiences, experiencing both scrutiny and celebration. It's part of the process. Pressure isn't something you escape, it's something you learn to handle. And Charlie is doing exactly that, one tournament and one round at a time, discovering who he is as a golfer independent of his father's legacy. The future remains open: college, professional golf, or an entirely different path. No one knows, and that uncertainty is what makes the journey compelling. When Charlie earned his first major junior victory, Tiger's response wasn't dramatic or emotional on camera. It was simple and meaningful, acknowledging the achievement, making space for it, and allowing his son to own the moment. That quiet support, free from unrealistic demands, may be Charlie's greatest advantage. Not his surname, not his swing, but a father who understands the road and is willing to walk beside him without carrying him. When people ask what Tiger did after Charlie stunned the golf world, the answer is straightforward. He stepped back, respected the moment, and let his son write his own story, because Charlie Woods isn't trying to become the next Tiger Woods. He's becoming the first Charlie Woods, and that's exactly the point.